Well, a very good evening and welcome along to Under the Sun. I'm your host Suraj, and it's the brand new season of the Premier League. Well, Arsenal fans, you've not finished celebrations yet, and it's title defense already. And it's the top of the championship, Coventry, who will be welcomed to the Emirates Stadium. Huge implications in the match here as Arsenal look to defend their title, which they waited 22 years for, as they finally got their hands on it. And believe you me, they are the red hot favorites to retain it. They look brilliant, primed, and you can see Arteta being back further in the summer. They don't have that marquee signing yet, but they've got the likes of Ezri Konsa in because William Saliba is going to possibly miss some time out. They're backing Mikel Arteta to the hill here, taking no chances, and they're seeing chinks in the armor in other teams, and they're making sure that this time they're going to go for it here, and they're going to try and create that dynasty. Well, fascinating settings here. I mean, on paper, it looks like Arsenal are just going to steamroll past Coventry, but Coventry, 95 points accumulated in the championship. The championship is a tough league. And for Frank Lampard to not just build his reputation, but to bring Coventry back into the Premier League after 25 years is some achievement and a feather in Frank Lampard's managerial cap, who's already done quite a bit. He's qualified for the Champions League with Chelsea. He's saved Everton from relegation, and now he's got Coventry back into the Premier League as champions of the championship, and now they're up against the defending champions Arsenal. Chelsea, he's saved. Well, Frank Lampard versus Mikel Arteta. We've seen their rivalry on the pitch, Chelsea versus Arsenal. We've seen it in the managerial dugout as well. We saw it when Frank Lampard was in charge of Chelsea and Mikel Arteta was just about starting. They met in that FA Cup final where Chelsea did get that lead courtesy of Christian Pulisic, but then Chelsea's game just fell apart. We had Pulisic and Azpilicueta getting hamstring injuries. Kovacic got one of the worst red cards you'll ever see from Anthony Taylor, and then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored a brace to break Chelsea's heart in one of the finals that Chelsea would lose, and that streak continuing at Wembley Stadium. For Arsenal, this is an opportunity. Mikel Arteta, he is taking no chances here. He wants his team to go out there, represent, and just finish the job here. They're seeing Manchester City without Pep Guardiola for the first time in nearly 10 years. You're seeing Enzo Maresca now, and we saw it in the curtain raiser in the Community Shield, where Mikel Arteta and Arsenal just put it on Manchester City. Wow, that was an eye-opening performance from Arsenal. They, from start to finish, they dominated. That Calafiori early goal obviously helped their case, but from there on, they hardly gave City a sniff, and it just looked like City, for the first time in nearly a decade, look a bit shaky. They're still very much on course for being one of the top three teams to finish in the Premier League, but City are certainly wounded, and with a whole host of players leaving, especially Rodri. I mean, 70 million euros is of zero value for Manchester City when they lose a player like Rodri, because how do you replace him, man? You just seen him throughout his tenure at Manchester City. When he dons the colours for Spain as well, he's just different class. And now he's going to be at Barcelona to elevate their midfield, while City are searching for answers here. It looks like Ayub Buadi might be coming in as that number 6 to just help out Manchester City immediately. Lot of pressure for an 18, 19-year-old. They got Elliot Anderson, who needs to step up and just run that midfield for City. So there's going to be a lot of questions to ask for them. As for Arsenal, well, Victor Gyökeres, who got double digits last season, is on the bench. As we all know, Mikel Arteta absolutely loves Kai Havertz. That was his first marquee signing before he went out for Declan Rice. 65 million, nearly 275k a week. He started off in midfield. That experiment never worked, and they almost cost Arsenal about 6 months. And towards the end, you saw Kai Havertz play as that centre forward, and that's when you saw the best of Kai Havertz, like we saw at Chelsea, because he's He's an excellent player, man. He's a great technician. He's a nightmare for centre halves because he's nasty. He can really win aerial duels as well. But if you want that clinical striker, that 20-goal striker, Kai Havertz, if he can stay fit, he can get close. But when you've got someone like Victor Gyökeres, who might not be the most technically gifted striker, but he does know where the back of the net is, even though he had from the eye test standpoint, he had a bit of a poor season, but still double digits. He won 14 Premier League goals. That is nothing to laugh about. So Victor Gyökeres, especially against the lower block teams where he can just bulldoze his way, he's got a great shot on him. And between the two, Arsenal should feel that they should get about 25, maybe even 30 goals between the pair of... Because, look, you're asking a lot out of Christos Zolis as your starting left winger. He looked great in the Community Shield against Manchester City, but he's coming from the Belgian league straight away into the Premier League. Yes, Coventry is pretty much the best opposition that you can hope for because they're still a championship side, because 25 years not being in the Premier League, this is their first game. They're yet to really establish themselves as a Premier League side. So Christos Zolis will have that great opportunity after impressing against Manchester City and now start his Premier League campaign with a couple of notable contributions. On the right-hand side, Bukayo Saka starts. Well, Arsenal fans were pretty much hoping that Saka and Declan Rice would get a bit of a rest, because Declan Rice towards the end of the World Cup looked like he was finished, man. Physically, he was dead. He played every game for Arsenal, both in the Premier League and in the Champions League. Arsenal went deep in both. And for England as well, he played pretty much every game. You saw that when he was trying to take those corners towards the end of the game against Argentina, he just had nothing left. He couldn't clear the first man. He was just dead on his feet. He gets a bit of a break, and Mikel Arteta, because Bruno Guimaraes has suffered a bit of an injury, is forced to just throw Declan Rice straight in there alongside Miles Lewis-Skelly as that double pivot player. Miles Lewis-Skelly was under a bit of transfer speculation, right? And I could never understand that. For a player from the academy to have his skill set to impress, he's played against Manchester City at a very high level. When City got spanked 5-1 by Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly especially at left back, was at a different level. And then when they played against Real Madrid in the Champions League as well, he was outstanding. So I just couldn't fathom that Arsenal would let someone like Miles Lewis-Skelly go, despite having cover both at left back and in midfield. And that's the problem, right? Sometimes when you're so versatile as a player that you can slot in both at left back or in centre midfield, you kind of lose your place to the specialist in that position, because Declan Rice is going to start every time he's fit, right? And alongside him, it's going to look like it's Bruno Guimaraes. So Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to have to, whatever little time that he gets in midfield, he has to capitalize, because at left back, he's got Calafiori and Piero Hincapié, who Arsenal did complete that permanent signing after they loaned him last season, because that's been a tremendous signing for him. He's strong, he's fast, he's a tenacious defender. Great addition for Arsenal, who have just continue to just beef up their backline. Every summer, Arsenal get a £50 million defender in, and that's continued with Ezri Konsa coming in from Aston Villa, as well as Villa's squad has been absolutely ripped to shreds this summer, and Unai Emery is going to have to perform a miracle to keep Aston Villa somewhere in the European positions. Whether or not that's going to be Champions League or Europa League, we'll have to see, but Unai is going to have to perform miracles yet again at the Midlands. We're just under 10 minutes away from the start of kickoff. Premier League action is back again. I'd like to thank everybody who's tuning in live, man. All the support throughout last season, the World Cup, the late night watch-alongs, and we go again, man. I'm so excited to do this again. Gotten a bit of a hang of it after one season of doing it on the regular. Now, I cannot fathom how I watch football any other way. This is how I'm going to do it, man. Premier League games, we got Manchester United versus Hull. Sunday's packed as well with some high-quality games. I'm probably going to do the Manchester City-Bournemouth game, or or even that Newcastle Liverpool game, because that is a tasty encounter. And of course, Monday night, my team Chelsea under new management again, Xabi Alonso against Alvaro Arbeloa. Chelsea go to Craven Cottage as Chelsea's season starts again. 10th last season, completely forgettable, but I'll never forget some of the things I saw. So Chelsea, you better fix up. We've got to travel to the Emirates Stadium, mind you, in game week 3. That is going to be stressful as it is, because Chelsea's record at the Emirates Stadium for the last 5 years has been horrific. Some bad losses. We barely score there, and something's got to give. Maybe Xabi Alonso has got something for his countrymen. Well, both, of course, Real Sociedad products, Xabi Alonso and Mikel Arteta, while Arteta against Lampard, the replica of the FA Cup final, of course. Different teams at that time. Arsenal's team has certainly changed. What Mikel Arteta inherited from Unai Emery to what it is now. Arsenal are a serious team, not just domestically, but in Europe as well. They don't lose many games. They don't concede too many goals. They've got that toughness about them that for a long, long time, we had all accused and almost made fun of Arsenal for not having that aggressive. We found them a bit of a soft touch, because that's the way Arsene Wenger constructed his team. They used to play beautiful football. Some of the patterns was just, at that time, was fantastic to see from players that he used to scout from nowhere, like the likes of Rosicky, Hleb, Fabregas, Nasri. I mean, great football, but they could always beat them in the big moments because you could overpower them. Try and overpower this Arsenal side now. I mean, good luck. Their spine is strong. David Raya is by far and above the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. There is no debate about it. Feet, cross claiming, shot stopping, you name it. This guy, and there's no surprise that he's got 3 golden gloves on the bounce. So he is primed and ready to go, man. And the back 4 with Saliba missing, Gabriel needs to step up. Mosquera is going to have a big season here, because with Ezri Konsa's signing, Mosquera is the disposable signing, if you know what I mean. The player that you could move probably into right back as well, because Ben White, he's coming back from an injury. He's starting here. He started in the Community Shield, as Mikel Arteta is hoping that his 2 pretty much first choice fullbacks can stay fit for a good period of time, because Ben White and Calafiori going forward can cause a lot of problems. Ben White down that right hand side, hugging the touchline, can whip those crosses in, combining with Bukayo Saka, both clever players, while Calafiori on the left hand side, he can provide the width, but more often than not, you'll see him in those half spaces or in those central positions where he can just create so many problems and drag players out of position. So watch out for Calafiori on that left hand side because of his hybrid nature. For Frank Lampard's Coventry City, they're going to have to be solid here, because look, Frank Lampard likes to play a very attacking, forward-thinking brand of football, but if he decides to go toe-to-toe against Arsenal here, especially with the threat they have with the transition, Frank Lampard's going to learn the hard way here, so he might have to just reserve here. He's gone with a more of a solid 4-3-3 here, so you can understand why Frank Lampard's just reserved some of his attacking players. He's got Ellis Sims, who's got 13 goals in the Champions League. Luam Chuuna is an interesting place because they've got him from Burnley. He comes straight in and starts on the right-hand side. They got Brandon Thomas Asante on that left-hand side, so it's the front 3. They've got goals in them, and they need to be clinical as they try and break this Arsenal defense. In midfield, they've got Matt Grimes, Caleb Yarinki, and Frank Onyeka. Now, Frank Onyeka is ex-Brentford, so he's a model professional in that midfield player, so he can really be a driving force in midfield, experienced player. Now, in the back 4, they've got Jay De Silva, Aurel Amenda, Bobby Thomas, and Milan van Ivik as the right back, with Carl Rushworth as the goalkeeper. Well, Coventry are back in the big time. After 25 years, they are back in the Premier League, and assignments don't get tougher than this. They're travelling away to the home of the Premier League champions. Martin Odegaard leads the side out to a rapturous crowd here. Wow, the Emirates is lit up. They are fired up, and rightfully so. They were Premier League champions after 22 years, and they walk out as defending champions for the first time. Bukayo Saka comes straight into the starting 11 from the World Cup squad. So does Declan Rice. Mikel Arteta wasting no time. He wants a side to have that strong start here because they've got difficult games coming up with Aston Villa away. And then, of course, they host Chelsea before the international break. So Mikel Arteta taking no risks, no chances as he goes with as strong a starting lineup as you can imagine. Well, three golden boots, golden gloves back to back for David Raya. He starts in goal. Ben White and Calafiori as the fullbacks. Christian Mosquera and Gabriel Magalhaes as the two centre halves. It's Declan Rice and Lewis Kelly in the midfield after Bruno Guimaraes suffered an injury in training. Martin Odegaard in the number 10 was outstanding in the Community Shield. Kai Havertz is leading the line with Christos Zolis, impressive on his debut on that left, with Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Their bench looks really, really strong here, Arsenal. They've got options all over. It just feels inevitable they can roll over a team like Coventry City. Rashford in goal, Van Ewijk, Thomas, Amenda and De Silva as the back four, Onyeka and Grimes as the midfield pivot. Urenki is probably going to be in midfield with Chuana and Thomas Asante on the wings, with Ellis Sims leading the line. 13 goals in the championship for the English striker. Needs to make himself as big as possible here because he's going to get very few opportunities against a mean Arsenal defense. It's Frank Lampard versus Mikel Arteta again. It has happened about 6 years ago now. And this time, Frank Lampard's coming in with a different team now. Well, Arsenal fans, last season was probably peak enjoyment. This time is you have to do it again. You have to go again. There's been very little time between the enjoyment, the celebration, to now going back to the business end here. It's 90 minutes of exhilarating action as the Premier League is back. Hallelujah. Let's go. Well, what a show of confidence this is for Christos Zolis, right? I mean, from the Belgian league, comes straight in, starting here, as Arsenal had flirted with the idea of Vinicius Jr. possibly joining. That hasn't happened, and they're putting a lot of faith in the young Greek winger on that left-hand side. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he just steps up to the challenge. He's almost like a Leandro Trossard, like-for-like replacement, isn't he, in terms of his short touches, quick bursts, and his decisiveness in the final third. He's not the traditional quick winger, but it looks like Arsenal are trying to move on from Gabriel Martinelli. He's not even on the match day squad here with Ethan Wanyeri, who's expected to leave himself, still making the bench. Victor Gyökeres is one option that Mikel Arteta can always lean towards. Eberechi Eze, he needs a big season. Tony Madueke cover on the right-hand side. There's plenty of options for Arsenal all over the pitch. The Premier League 26-27 season is back underway. I can't wait, man. There's so much excitement. I mean, that's football, right? It can take you to the depths and then you're just excited again after you know that what your team is capable of doing. And Coventry has started really well here. It's a corner already. 20 seconds on the clock on that right-hand side. Luam Chuana asking Gabriel Magalhaes to defend the wide areas, which the Brazilian does. And Coventry have started very much on the front foot here, trying to upset the defending champions. That's what you want to see. You talked about it, right? Frank Lampard likes to be on the front foot. He's not a likes to sit back kind of manager, but he's going to have to find the balance here. Corner comes in on the left foot. It's headed away by Ricardo Calafiori, who opened the scoring in the Community Shield in the very first minute. Coventry is applying the high pressure here. Calafiori, Declan Rice, lovely touch, and Arsenal looking to exploit a bit of space here that Coventry have left open. Lewis Kelly, Calafiori. Arsenal are so proficient with the ball at their feet, and they can just break the lines, especially with Miles Lewis Kelly in that midfield area. He can turn, he can dribble away, and he's got that passing range about him as well. Such a Swiss Army knife player. That's why, as an Arsenal fan, you just cannot entertain the thought of Lewis Kelly being sold here. Oh, what's up, Gotham? You're putting immediate pressure on my player, aren't you? Frank Lampard, back in the big time. Gotta love it. There's Christos Solis on the left-hand side. Finds Ben White. The 4-3-3 here from Coventry is pretty much the right way here. But Arsenal are very much capable of breaking the man-to-man approach if Coventry are trying to utilize that. It's a real throwback, isn't it, this season? I mean, Mikel Arteta, Xabi Alonso, Frank Lampard, Michael Carrick. And then you have got Enzo Maresca. You'll add him in there as a Parma midfielder. Sevilla as well. Not bad. Oh, Lewis Kelly with the feint has given it away. Good defending there by Calafiori. Like, Calafiori has got the freedom off the pitch, man. He can pretty much operate wherever he wants. His recovery pace is a huge get-out-of-jail-free card as well. You're going to see him pop up in all sorts of positions. Carl Rushworth. Bit of pressure there by Kai Havertz. Ellis Sims wins the first header. Coventry have come to play here. Calafiori is strong in the challenge. Here's Lewis Kelly. Good, man. Coventry are here to play. All managers from the best Prem era. I mean, it's pretty much exactly, Gotham. We have to be, like, it's almost destined for having one of the best Premier League seasons. I mean, despite Arsenal being, like, overwhelming favourites, there's something in the air. And every club has got a bit of optimism, except for Manchester City, surprisingly. They're all coming in with a bit of, I mean, blind optimism might be a bit of the case, but there's that sense of optimism that can achieve something. The objectives might be different, but gonna have to have good seasons. Here's Mosquera. I mean, how do Arsenal top their season, right? They've won the Premier League. They lost the Champions League despite losing just one game on pens to Paris Saint-Germain, and that was in the final. Improvement for them is breaking that European curse. Mikel Arteta will be expected to go again. Has the Baleba signing been completed, Gautam? I mean, I told you this when you told me the David Ornstein news. It's an amazing signing for you guys. It really is. There's no sugarcoating it. What a pass that is from Rushworth. And Coventry just bypassing the Arsenal press with these long balls. Keeper looks very much adept at finding his wingers. There's Chuana. Ball into the boxes, well defended by Bukayo Saka. And now Arsenal on the counter-attack. Here's Martin Odegaard. Just hangs on to the ball to ensure a bit of ball security. Finds Christos Zolis. He's up against Milan. Zolis cuts inside on his right foot. Christos Zolis! Oh, nearly takes the roof off with that. Well, he shows his directness here. I mean, Milan's defending is suspect, to say the very least. You don't mind showing him the outside there because you've got a couple of defenders behind you, but don't show him on the inside that easily. He gets a decent strike on it and nearly the perfect start to his Arsenal career. Yeah, all signs, Gautam, about Christos Zolis is good. They have scouted him really well. They looked for the closest Trossard profile. And he's got something about him. I'm not sure about Alexis yet. I need to see a bit of that because Alexis, 2016-17, special player. Oh, that's a poor pass. And Bukayo Saka could really punish them here. Well defended by De Silva. Strong challenge there. Onyeka, that's fair. Oh, that's a poor pass though. Just over 5 minutes on the clock here. Arsenal are in a game here. Gabriel finds Calafiori. Now Lewis Kelly. Manchester United's midfield, Gotham, beefed up. It's almost like Kobbie Mainoo now is going to have to step up, you know. I mean, he is your prized possession, your crown jewel. When you look at what Baleba and especially even Tielemans has to offer, when they're fully fit with Fernandes starting, going to have to make choices here, Michael Carrick, and big ones. Here's Rice on the right-hand side. Lewis Kelly, Declan Rice, Coventry, decent shape here. It's Zolis on the right-hand side. What a cross that is! And it should have been 1-0. It's a heroic block. Bukayo Saka after Christos Zolis popping up on the right-hand side this time. This guy's showing so much confidence, man. You want to see that. He fires it at Saka. So good block in the end. He just throws himself at it. And Bobby Thomas. A strong enough challenge. They get away with it. Manny is MIA. Manny was really stressed about FPL. I think he's still making his fine-tunement. I'm not sure. He'll probably be here. MIA on match day one is it's shoddy work. Oh, Arsenal are through here. Ben White, chance. Oh, Christos Zolis again. This guy's had an electric start. He's on the end of everything. He was on target. Asante loses the ball here. Arsenal want a handball. They're not going to get it. It's just punted into the channel. Christos Zolis has looked Arsenal's most threatening player. Just making things happen. He's popping up in different positions. This time centrally. Starting on the left-hand side. We saw him on the right. Now in a more central position. Odegaard, clever pass attempt. Well defended by De Silva. The offside flag has been raised and a bit of a breather here for Coventry. 8 minutes on the clock. Had a brilliant start. There was a corner 20 seconds in. He does the right thing on his weaker left foot. He just gets it on target. It's cleared off the line nicely by Bobby Thomas, but what other games am I covering? Tomorrow I'm going to be covering Manchester United Hull, of course. I think then the Saturday lineup doesn't have... I think Spurs are playing. I might just end up watching that. But Sunday is action-packed, man. Sunday is full on. They've got Newcastle, Liverpool. Oh, Declan Rice. Really gave that a hammer blow. But yeah, they got Bournemouth and Manchester City as well. That's going to be a tasty game. It was Bournemouth, remember, that pretty much ended Manchester City's title hopes last season. No Krupi Jr., no Andoni Iraola. A lot of chopping and changing for Bournemouth. Monday night, of course. Chelsea travelling to Craven Cottage. I'm just experimenting the timings there on the Monday podcast. just a bit of fun. I mean, Monday is just going to be a recap show anyway. I want to try and see if I can get a bit of La Liga going, especially with Jose Mourinho. Just gives a bit of recap. I mean, see what the early movers and shakers are. Now a stream, nothing much. Can always get longer, shorter, depends on if there's anything worth covering. But first week of the Premier League, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talking points, a lot of early judgments made. I'm sure after some of the teams have convincing victories, they're going to probably even overestimate their side. But Manchester United, you guys, what a brilliant, tasty little start to the season, man. I mean, that is as curated as it gets. What's up, Aman? Welcome to the stream, brother. 10 minutes on the clock, 0-0. Patience from Arsenal so far. Christos Zolis has looked Arsenal's brightest spark. Odegaard finds Saka. He's up against De Silva. Saka on the outside. Deflection. Roof of the net. It's another corner for Arsenal. Match of the day. Who's the host now for Match of the Day? Now that Lineker is doing that Netflix podcast with Shearer and Michael Richards. I have no idea. I don't watch Match of the Day anymore. I've got my own thing to do. Well, Saka on the right-hand side. New hairstyle and all. Starboy delivering. Signed that big extension. Huge pay bump. Needs to justify, in terms of his output. Was injured for a huge chunk of the season, but needs to have that high-level production that he's very much capable of. Oh, Saka's corner is problematic, but good goalkeeping there by Rushworth. Well, Coventry and Frank Lampard would like the start so far. 0-0, just quiet in the Emirates crowd. Just make sure that you have a bit of a threat. Can't have Gabriel and Mosquera just pushing up at the halfway line. Chuana, Asante, and Sims have to just keep threatening, keep making those runs, even if it's those dummy runs. Just keep making it. Just keep those centre halves honest. Make them work at least a little bit. Thomas finds Rushworth. They've been happy to bypass the Arsenal press with the long balls, and Rushworth does that again. Finds Sims, who brings that down expertly. That's a foul, ref. He says play on, and Coventry will continue. Here's Chuana. Might shoot from distance. He does. Lewis Kelly with the block. Grimes. Coventry now in Arsenal territory. And there you go, Frank Lampard asking his team that let's see what you guys got in possession. Chelsea did play some very good stuff under Frank Lampard when he had to use the academy, when Chelsea had pretty much no expectations. Did see some excellent football at times. Yes, there was some out of possession stuff that you just hope that Frank Lampard learned over time. Of course, the Chelsea job is a big one in terms of your first real managerial job after, 6 months at Derby? Maybe 12 months at Derby, but that's a steep, steep jump. Same thing with Michael Carrick. He's got a jump from Middlesbrough to Manchester United. Yes, he's been Manchester United assistant manager when Solskjaer was there. It's the big time now, but he's got a good start, a good base. He knows that he can hack it against the big time. It's all about trying to find that consistency as Manchester United look to have a stable season here with, of course, Europe, and need to go deeper in cups. Can't have first round exits again. That's a foul, ref. He's clearly held Sims. Oh, he's given a foul against Sims. That is criminal. He's clearly pulled his jersey. Frank Lampard, that's gotten him off his seat. You'd have said first 15 minutes, keep it 0-0. And we have a chance here. Kai Havertz, 15th minute. He's had no involvement yet. I don't even know where he's on the pitch here. He's not in the central area. He's on that right-hand side. Not sure why he's having this right winger midfield gimmick here. He's had no involvement at all. No touches, no 1-2s. He's trying to get involved. You can see he's getting into midfield. Arsenal try to go long. Good defending there by Milan. His name is so tricky, man. Oh, Calafiori's pitched it here. And Kai Havertz finds the bottom corner. Completely anonymous. And his first real involvement is opening the scoring for the defending champions. Arsenal won. And after Coventry's defending was so good until then, they have been breached. And it is Kai Havertz. It's a great finish, though. Well, he's pretty much just found space after just no involvement whatsoever. Coventry players pretty much forgetting where he was, but he finds himself in prime position there. Milan Van Ewijk gets caught there, caught too easy. Calafiori profiting here. They should just deal with it. And Arsenal make them pay here. Good pass by Calafiori. Sweeping finish by Kai Havertz. And there he was, like the centre forward. He is right in the middle. Great finish. Well, Kai Havertz, who scored the second goal in the Community Shield, Opens the scoring here in the brand new season. And Frank Lampard in commentary was like, give me 15 minutes of a 0-0 scoreline, and I will be happy. And literally seconds after, Havertz scores. And ironically, Havertz, who was signed for Chelsea under Frank Lampard, scores against Coventry. A great goal from Arsenal, but a touch of fortune in the way that it just broke kindly to Calafiori, but good pressure applied by Arsenal. And this is where they can really hurt Coventry now. Gyökeres is never seeing the pitch if Havertz is fit. Yeah, that's for sure. Irenki with a foul in midfield. Golden boot for Kai this season. I told you, after match week 1, not even match week 1, you will hear some outrageous takes. But I mean, if João Pedro's on pens this season, put money on João Pedro for Golden Boot. Whatever happens in Chelsea's season, I'm invested. But the only problem is João Pedro, whoever made that decision, Arsenal in business here. Christos Zolis thought about pulling the trigger. Declan Rice, acres of space on the left-hand side, well defended by Thomas. Calafiori, Arsenal turning it on, that's clearly offside. Gyökeres, get ready to learn Carabao Cup. I mean, that's a pretty good option to have in the Carabao Cup games in some of the quote-unquote easier games in Europe. Milan van Ewijk, not having the best of starts. Should have just got rid of it, man. He just tried to play out. He got caught. It'll be very interesting to see what Coventry's approach will be now that Arsenal do have the lead that pretty much everybody expected them to have. Here's Rice. João Pedro getting Golden Boot is also a first week bold prediction. He scored more than both your strikers, by the way. And he costs much less than both. João Pedro's elite, man. I'll hear no slander about him. I'm saying, that's what I say. If he takes pens, Cole Palmer's on pens for Chelsea, but if he give it to João, Golden Boot. I mean, that was the question asked to Xabi Alonso in the press conference. And if you wanted to give a direct answer, it would have been Cole Palmer, right? Because Palmer has been our pen taker for nearly 3 seasons now. He said, I've made my decision. And if it's João Pedro, I'm here for it. Arsenal playing some good football through the centre. Odegaard's pass, asking a lot out of Havertz. Rushworth with a good bit of goalkeeping. Well, Coventry will be disappointed in the manner of which they conceded, but have a bit of encouragement. Josh Ellis-Sims can get there first. Might be a foul there on Sims, who can't believe it. Gabriel just went charging in, just tried to clear the ball or do something with it, because Coventry were in there. Ellis-Sims just trying to win that second ball. It's just a stamp on the toe there, but it's Gabriel who's pretty much initiating contact. Well, Gabriel will have to soldier on. Arsenal do have enough cover in defence. Piero and Kepi is there who can fill in at left side at centre half, left back. They've got Ezri Konza who's coming into the club. They've got Lewis Kelly who can shift into the left-hand side defence, and Calafiori can play left-hand side centre half. So plenty of permutation and combination for Mikel Arteta in defence. Well, the injury to Jurrien Timber is a strange one because we haven't seen or heard of him in a while. He's another key player and another good rotational piece to have. If you have Ben White or Jurrien Timber, either player at right back is an accomplished right back. Simple as that. Here's David Raya. And this is Lewis Kelly now. He's just enjoying the pivot role. He's picking it up between the two centre halves. He's trying to play those quick one-touch passing, dribbling. He's just trying to get his foot on the ball. Here's Christos Zolis. Again, driving run towards the central area. Declan Rice sweeping it onto the right-hand side. Now Bukayo Saka is up against De Silva. Saka drops the shoulder, now goes on the outside. He's playing a lovely game here. It's Erdegaard, Lewis Kelly, Calafiori. Arsenal just overplaying it in the final third. And that's a good bit of defending as Kai Havertz, just in the hopes of trying to get something on it, as far as the defender. Yeah, Arsenal just guilty of overplaying it there. Oh, your bets to go down. I may put a cheeky fiver on Newcastle. Coventry is my second pick. I need to see how between them and Ipswich, says Gautam. I mean, early to say relegation picks. Pretty much say the three teams that have come up, it's going to have to take an astronomical job for them to stay in the league. Mikel Arteta and Gabriel Heinz are having words, but Newcastle, yeah, man, you just don't know. There are too many unknowns, far too much uncertainty. Now, has their recruitment been enough in the summer after their squad being ripped apart too? If Lewis Hall leaves, they've got left-back problems to add to everything. Here's Declan Rice with a drive forward. On the left-hand side, Christos Zolis puts it away. Saka! 2-0 to Arsenal. It's as simple as that. Arsenal have been all over Coventry, and the champions are in dreamland. Well, they're just cutting Coventry open here at will. And if Coventry are going out to play here, Arsenal are just going to make it as difficult as possible. Space opening up in midfield. The midfield three just wide open on that occasion. Well, Saka, he talked about his output and production rather. And it all comes from Declan Rice winning the ball in midfield. He just drives forward. He keeps driving. And from there, just bypassing the midfield. Midfield wide open here. Coventry midfielders just all over the shop. I mean, again, there's a touch of fortune in the way that it just falls to Saka, but Arsenal have committed 4 bodies in the box. Erdegaard's waiting for it too. Saka's there. It's an easy goal. He's never missing that. And again, it's Christos Zolis on the left-hand side, man. He's the one who's making the difference. Coventry are going down. I'm calling it seen enough. Well, halfway point of the first half, Mikel Arteta can already think about maybe just resting a few players. Think about Villa already. Well, this is a bit of a free hit here for Coventry, really. If they get a draw, great. But at 2-0, they're not going to get a draw. Now, the rest of the match is going to be really painful. You guys got to keep me here. You got to support. I mean, you got to help me out here. Watching Arsenal just pop Coventry up for the next 65 odd minutes is going to be a painful watch. I need a bit of support. You can very easily see Manchester United doing this to Hull as well. Oh, Coventry just lacking anything in midfield so far, just giving the ball away. Arsenal lose it and win it back really quickly. Arsenal do look dynamic. I mean, the wing threat is there, and when Kai Havertz starts, Arsenal do win a lot of games. I'm just enjoying it, aren't you? Like just cracking a just cracking a beer, enjoying the scenes. I'm a little too cocky. I like it though. It's a bit of champion's chest. Ben White bursting forward onto the right-hand side. Not a foul there according to the linesman. A couple of times Coventry have just committed bodies forward. Arsenal have just punished them. Some clinical play. Well, Havertz and Saka both opening the account. That's an ominous start here because Havertz scored 2 all season in the Premier League. Yes, he missed a huge chunk of it. Of course, did score in the Champions League final. Opened the scoring in the 6th minute in Budapest. Now he's gotten his goal-scoring touch here. Scored in the Community Shield. Scored here again here. Just to start, you want from your number 9. Is it going to be the Kai Havertz season? And Arsenal yet to be troubled as David Raya is having a very comfortable game between the sticks. Here's Zolis. Lewis Kelly, very confident again. Look at Lewis Kelly, man. He's just growing as the game goes on. So confident. Rice drills the pass to Havertz. Havertz again, free roll. There are a lot of Arsenal players, despite Arteta having that positional discipline attached to a lot of players. See the likes of Calafiori, Havertz as well. They've got the freedom. Odegaard's another player who can pop up pretty much anywhere he wants. So Arsenal are constantly changing their formation as the game goes on because, like you say, you see Havertz on the right-hand side, Lewis Kelly in midfield. He's just bossing things, man. Look at that. Just grown man strength. Just move. Caleb Yarenki getting a yellow card for his efforts. Maybe winning the title, losing everything up for Arsenal, and they've played more free-flowing stuff. 2 games. Looks like it. I mean, 5 goals scored, none conceded. Hard to say no. You win the first title, and then there's that. Okay, now we can let's just enjoy some football again, because 7 years under Mikel Arteta and his drill sergeant route can be taxing. Now go out there, play some football, enjoy. The other sides look a bit weakened. They've got a lot of chopping and changing going along. New managers, new players coming in. Arsenal more settled. A few shrewd signings. The Guimaraes one is it's a no-brainer from an Arsenal point of view. 75 million, whatever it costs. I mean, you're getting 3 or 4 very good years out of Bruno Guimaraes, and him alongside Declan Rice just changes the game, man. But that's the thing. Arsenal can go to midfield 3 with Guimaraes, Rice, and Miles Lewis Kelly even. Eberechi Eze has to watch out and really step his game up here. He might be cover on that left-hand side, cover for Odegaard, but again, just being a adaptive cover players. It's a £60 million signing rather, so Eberechi Eze is expected, especially with that number 10 on his back, to start games for Arsenal. But looking at the current setup, Eze is going to have to really fight for a place, not just to start games, for even to get minutes, man, because Arsenal's bench is strong. Well, no hydration break is good, very good. So used to it after the 22nd minute. Ken Coventry, you cannot give the ball away there, man. Arsenal have so much space, they can really hurt them. It's just these loose giveaways. Odegaard trying to skip away from a challenge. Yarenki just does the right thing and just goes to Rushworth. Just punts it long. Coventry can pull a goal back through luck, judgment, or good play. Before half-time, it could change the game for them. If Arsenal score the next, it's just a matter of how many net for Arsenal. They're just so strong defensively, man. That's a foul on Bukayo Saka. Well, Aman, a lot of big talk here in terms of doing a lot this season. You got Villa away and then Chelsea at home. Yeah, that's the thing with Eze, right? Oh, Arsenal are in attack again. We'll get to that point, in just a second. Arsenal are threatening for the third. Oh, Odegaard with a little scoopy pass. Tries to do something audacious. But yeah, man, Eze has got to watch out. This is not the comfort zone now. He's got the Premier League title. He can always say that, yep, I'm a Premier League champion, but he's going to have to establish himself. Sunderland set the standard. Their recruitment, Gautam, was top class. The fact that they got Granit Xhaka, that was one of the heights of the century in the Premier League. Transformed them. They got Noah Sadiki, Nordi Mukiele. Superb defender. Ballard. He's been there for a while. They make a couple of shrewd signings. I'm not really sure what they've done in terms of their fixtures. Oh, Gautam, did you see the Oliver Glasner interview? It was hilarious, man. It's like he just got played the long con here. He's like, everybody else has spent more money than us. What a strange move, man. I know Marinakis is throwing the bag at you, but to go from Palace to Nottingham Forest, there's something I don't want to say, but Palace is such a pure hoops team, ballers everywhere. Go to Nottingham Forest, I'm like, such a tedious job. Maybe Glasner wants something like that. and he's been rewarded with pretty much nothing. They've lost Taiwo Avonye as well, who's looking like he's going to Coventry. Here's Ben White on the right-hand side. Again, Arsenal's so fluid. That right-hand side for Arsenal, Saka, White, Odegaard, and Havertz. Just a nightmare for Coventry, man. They're just trying to put as many players on that left-hand side as possible defensively, and Christos Zolis can just start to poach and just start to sniff a chance here. Here's Saka. They're just passing around Coventry. But Gautam, you're talking shit about Coventry. Arsenal did this to Manchester City, mind you. And City's side, I mean, not full strength, but pretty close to full strength. I mean, they had Haaland, Doku, Semenyo, Foden. Kovacic started because Gonzalez looks like he's off. I mean, what are City doing in terms of their recruitment? But somehow they get helped by other clubs and big fees. I mean, Marmoush and Savinho going for obscene money it's an obscene sight. I mean, might work. I mean, De Zerbi is a madman after all. Especially on the right-hand side. They've got Mohamed Kudus, so why spend... I mean, I know the Savinho deal, there's a bit of shady business involved. I mean, let's be honest. 2 goals last season. He's been nowhere there. Yes, we know about his potential and what City saw about him, but for Spurs to break the bank for not just Savinho, but look, Mateus Fernandes, good player, but 85 million it's a punt and a half for a Spurs side that don't really spend that kind of money on players. Van Hecker 70, Tonali 9. Again, Tonali really good player, but Tonali for 90 million just raises a lot of eyebrows, man. They're overpaying for good Premier League players. Odegaard, so good. Ben White, could have been 3. Odegaard cooking in that half space. Coventry need the half-time whistle here. Arsenal could score the third very easily. Here's White. Not bad. City rubbish too. 90 million for the Italian Gallagher. Exactly, man. There's a bit of shadiness to that deal. I'll explain why. What a touch that is by Asante. He's got Sims here. Coventry desperately need at least a shot on goal. Sims trying to ragdoll. Oh, he's done that very well. That's a foul. Oh, Gabriel gets rolled. Ellis Sims, for the first time, gets the better of Gabriel, and it's a yellow card for the Brazilian. That's a clear foul. And a clear yellow as well. And Gabriel, with that toothy grin, as Frank Lampard was convinced. Let's see what Coventry can cook up here with the set piece. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. It's been smooth sailing for Arsenal. Matt Grimes will take this free kick. The skipper looking to impose his will in the game for the first time. All know about Arsenal's prowess from attacking set pieces, but they've scored both goals from open play here. Grimes ball in towards the far stick, well defended. Ben White rather getting there first, and Kai Havertz could possibly lead the counter-attack. Good work there by Coventry to defend. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous from Coventry's point of view. You have to foul. Just take a yellow card if needed. So much space has opened up. They're in real trouble here. Havertz with a clever-looking pass. Zolis gets muscled off the ball, and that's a foul there. That's a good thing. Coventry just had to foul. Milan Van Ewik is having a torrid game at right back. The 90 million, this is a good time to say as Christos Zolis recovers. Look, there's a lot of shadiness in that deal because De Zerbi is ex-Brescia, right? Brescia is getting folded as a club. They were in the 5th, 6th, even 7th tier of Italian football. They had a lot of debt to pay. Now, De Zerbi is ex-Brescia. Tonali is ex-Brescia. And Brescia gets like a sell-on fee, like sell-on clause from 90 million of Tonali. Whatever little bit it is, it's to help towards, helping Brescia. That's why, 90 million for Tonali with all that's happened. And last season, Guimaraes and Tonali, despite having decent enough seasons individually, Guimaraes more, They were 12th, 15th man towards the end, and to secure that kind of big money move, just raised a few eyebrows. Oh, Saka, brilliant on the byline. Could have been a foul, but he just gets on with it. Good bit of defending. Saka's in the mood. No World Cup hangover for him. Good in tight spaces. Gets up quickly. Just waiting for the cutback. Good defending there by Pereira Menda. Corner for Arsenal. 2 goals from open play. Score another one. It's game over, lads. Coventry desperately need to score the next goal in the match if they're going to make a fist of it. Otherwise, Arsenal are going to have a comfortable start to the title defense. Look at David Raya taking the piss. He's at the halfway line. Saka's corner towards the first man. They don't clear it. Now they do, but it's risky. Lewis Skelly. Saka. Odegaard into the half space. Good defending. Towering header by Bobby Thomas. Here's Christos Zolis. Again on his right foot. Zolis. Quick ball manipulation. Decent ball in Havertz's header. Cleared away by Thomas. Oh, that could have been 3. Again, the Arsenal front line cooking something up very specially. Zolis. Good chop here. He's looking the part here. Oh, Odegaard and Calafiori get in each other's way. Could have been a clear attempt there for Odegaard. Calafiori also thought good position for me. Here's Zolis again. Goes on the outside. He's a nightmare to defend against, man. He's looking smooth. He's a problem. He's looking like a proper player, man. Great ball manipulation. Both sides, both directions. And as a winger, if you're comfortable going, you can go out or in. And with good close control as well. It's always like the ball is very close to his feet. Great close control dribbler. This was the penalty shout. Now, that's never a pen. Technical perfection, this guy. Investing the house. Looks a proper player, man. 40 goals and assists in the Belgian league. Again, Belgian league, yeah, but 40 Gs. That's high performance, man. Even in a Belgian league. Club Brugge will be wondering how they're going to try and replace his production. But he's got an assist, 2 assists in the Community Shield. Assist here again. Perfect start. Perfect start to life. Yeah, Coventry can't get close now. Here's Lewis Skelly. Christian Mosquera. Arsenal do have Guimaraes and Ezri Konza, their summer additions, to add to this in terms of further depth. Morning, TJ. Welcome, boy. Perfect start indeed for you guys. It's been smooth. Smooth sailing indeed. Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka giving Arsenal a comfortable 2-0. Belgian league is probably higher quality than Serie A. I have to watch a bit of actually both leagues to make a fairer judgment, but you might not be wrong. Italian league and Italian football not at their peak right now. Despite Inter Milan being in the Champions League final 2 seasons ago, it's almost like Inter Milan is just the only team carrying the hopes of Italian football. Here's Irinenki. On the right-hand side, the Ghanaian finds Luam Chuana. He's got the overlap if he wants it. A nice, comfortable 5 minutes for Arsenal would be exactly what Mikel Arteta wants. He's probably already looking at his bench here. I mean, it would be absolutely crazy to give Declan Rice 90 minutes, even if the scoreline wasn't 2-0. The fact that he's starting just shows you that, yeah, they're not messing about. No chances taken. Keep winning. Arsenal are absolutely wild, man. That game they lost to Manchester City at the Emirates Stadium, at the Etihad Stadium rather, Erling Haaland scoring the winner. Arsenal fans thought that this was it. It's over. Crestfallen that Manchester City are going to overtake them. That one result, Manchester City against Everton, opened the door for them, and from there, it was not just win, win, win. It was the clean sheets as well from Arsenal, man. They were the wellest oildest machine in the Premier League, and they deserve to win it. City, City had to go big, man. They had to go big in January to try and keep pace with Arsenal. Mark Gahey and Antoine Semenyo needed. Arsenal not investing big in the winter window, not even in the summer. I mean, they've got Gimaresh. If you add Ezri Konza, suddenly it's in the 200 million region, but I'm sure they're going to sell Martinelli at some point. Gabriel Jesus might also be on his way out. Here's Asante. Brandon Thomas Asante playing the 1-2 here with De Silva. Asante again. Sims trying to pin the centre half. Much better this from Coventry. Shifted onto the right hand side. Here's Van Ewijk. Chuana. Decent ball manipulation. Now into the central area. Onyeka. De Silva again. De Silva's right-footed cross is deflected. It's cleared away. Arsenal just so strong and powerful, man. Oh, great improvisation and roof of the net. Well, nearly one of the goals of the season contenders already. Lonchuoma. Wow, that was great improvisation. David Raya always liked to stand a bit outside of his goal. Just about had it covered, but Coventry needed a moment of magic there to try and open up the Arsenal defense. Roof of the net and the closest that Coventry have come. Have you watched the Pep documentary? It's excellent. He's a top guy, says Gautam. Don't be fooled. We all know he is the original villain. Nah, man, I'm just kidding. He is a top man. He's so passionate about the game, dude. I mean, that kind of passion, it's so taxing as well. Look, I get it, man. I mean, I'm a Jose Mourinho guy. I'll poke as many holes as possible in Pep Guardiola, but yes, he's always had the cushiest of jobs, right? Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City for 10 years, open checkbook, go sign whoever you want, how many ever replacements, no problem. But it's a taxing job because you're demanded not just to win, man. Every training session that you're leading in, you got to set the standard, you got to maintain it, you got to create leaders. There's so much happening. There's so many top players banging on your door, wanting to know why I'm not starting, answering questions. It's a hard job. I mean, there's a reason why they paid the big bucks. But Pep Guardiola, you can understand why he feels that he needs a bit of a breather. But Jose Mourinho has other thoughts. He says breaks and sabbaticals are for, I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean. Decent this. Chuana looks good. Seen him at Burnley. Few games where he played against Chelsea on that right-hand side. He's got a bit of directness to him. Coventry needing to recruit and recruit well, man. I mean, you're going to have to follow the Sunderland blueprint. That's it for the promoted sides. Just you got to be elite in your recruitment. You're going to expect the championship sides who've been promoted to spend big, north of 100 million at least, to just stay in or just hopes of staying in. There's Christos Zolis again, creating separation. Gets barged off the ball. Might be a foul. Referee says play on. Here's Saka. Clever to Odegaard. Fizzes it across the face of goal. Well defended corner. Coventry just desperate for the halftime whistle. Well, Gautam, we're going to give Christos Zolis a couple more games before we certify him as a baller. So far, so good. But Villa away and then Chelsea at the Emirates. He plays like this. We give him the stamp, the check mark. The eye test bowler. 2 minutes of added on time remaining in the first half. Frank Lampard just desperate to get his side back in there at halftime. They need a goal as quickly as possible in the second half. Arsenal score the third. It's over. Short corner routine here. Odegaard. Oh, deflection. Last touch might have come off his teammate. No, I think it's a Coventry touch. It's going to be another Arsenal corner. Yep. Clear deflection of Jay De Silva. Arsenal trying different things with the set pieces. Saka's delivery short. Erdegaard. Saka again. Decent pass there to Declan Rice on his left foot. Curled it just wide. And Arsenal just oozing confidence at this moment. It's Declan Rice, who's got a hammer of a right foot. Besides that, not really closing me down. Just try to shape this in. Remember that goal that Rodri scored against Bayern Munich in the Champions League when Thomas Tuchel was the manager of Bayern Munich? Something similar there. City was struggling. They needed a moment of magic. It's one of the most sensational goals as you'll see from Rodri, the way that he just finds the top corner on his weaker left foot. Frank Lampard looking a bit sullen there, but he would have expected. He would have been a bit disappointed in the manner in which the goals have gone in. First goal, preventable. You can see that Matchweek, if he just clears his line, probably Arsenal just still struggle to open the first goal, but then the second one, goalkeeper parries it straight into the path of Saka. Again, a lot of if, buts, and maybes. Does not matter. The referee has blown the halftime whistle. Arsenal 2 to the good and 2 good for Coventry, man. Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka completing a perfect 45 minutes for the defending champions. It's been an ominous start for them as they've taken on the winners of the championship for last season. But they have just looked apart here. Coventry are going to need a bit of a miracle here to try and rescue at least a point. Arsenal are well on course to get all 3 and also boost their goal difference here. 2-0 at half time. TJ, that's the thing. The left footy from Rice, that's when you know confidence just coursing through the veins. The Kai Havertz finish was class. Bukayo Saka was never missing from there. On his favoured left foot after Christos Zolis making things happen on the left-hand side. Zolis once again involved in the action. Despite Havertz and Saka scoring, Christos Zolis for me has been Arsenal's best attacker, man. He's been on the left-hand side, on the right. He took a shot from the central as well. Both goals getting involved. Top performance, man. Does Rodri make Barcelona Champions League favourites right now? Asks Gautam. Gautam, hot take here, but I mean, Rodri is too good, right? Too good. But we saw it for Spain as well. That's why I'm just trying to base a bit of this. Because Rodri for Real Madrid is a transformative signing, right? Transformative overnight. But for Barcelona, it pretty much, like, if you got Frankie de Jong and Pedri as your midfielders, right? First choice. That's pretty high level, right? So that's pretty much how they play. Rodri adds a threat of goals, I'm sure, of course. I mean, but does it change too much in terms of, especially Champions League? I mean, La Liga, I mean, I love Jose Mourinho, but all signs point to Hansi Flick doing a three-peat here. But it's the Champions League thing that you asked me, right? Does it move the needle? I'm not sure, man. It's still PSG for me. It's still PSG for me. They don't have to be at their peak. They don't have to be at their best. But they just play winning football in the best competition. So, until beaten, Arsenal came close. Villa came close in the Super Cup as well. You just got to beat them, man. Somebody's got to find the way. The Premier League clubs have all failed. I mean, last season en route of winning the Champions League, Paris Saint-Germain beat Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal. They beat Aston Villa in the Super Cup. All they have is Manchester United and Manchester City to finish the job here. But even in the Super Cup last season before, they beat Spurs. Even though Spurs were the better side, Spurs choked it right towards the end and PSG accumulated more silverware. But Rodri has so much physicality over FDJ with higher line they needed. Again, no arguments from me, man. Rodri, for me, is just the best midfielder in the world. But I don't think midfield has been an issue because Barcelona have a bigger problem, man. Okay, like I said, Barcelona they're gambling with their not just their future, for their long-term future. They're utilizing every lever available. 70 million for Rodri is a no-brainer, right? Especially in this market and the player that he is. But Barcelona have a striker problem as well. They're trying to get Julian Alvarez a prime away from Atletico Madrid. That's going to take a lot of money. And now, and that's the thing, right? They're losing Lewandowski and Ferran Torres. You've got Anthony Gordon there. You've got Adeyemi you've gotten as options. Rafinha. Of course, Lamine Yamal. They need a recognized striker, man. They're getting, I mean, Real Madrid getting Carlos Espy was a good bit of business there by Jose Mourinho, getting a different profile of striker from Kylian Mbappe. So, again, La Liga, no problem, but Champions League, that high line, man, I'm not sure Rodri by himself can solve that issue. I mean, Pau Kubarsi, top again. Who's going to partner him in center defense? That's going to be interesting. Right hand side, Jules Koundé, he's been the Iron Man. Left hand side is going to be interesting as well. Balde, they've been links to Manchester United. Is he finally fit? Because he's been having a lot of injury issues. We'll wait and see. I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. It is 1:23 a.m. India time, as the Premier League season has started pretty much in the expected way. Arsenal 2-0 to the good and should be looking comfortable to get all 3 points to start off their title defense. Bukayo Saka doing a halftime interview. We're not going to be there for that. I'll be back quickly, guys. Well, we're a few minutes away from the start of the second half. It's been all too comfortable for Arsenal in the first 45 minutes. Kai Havertz opening the scoring and Bukayo Saka adding the second, with the Arsenal defence just completely untroubled. Luam Chuana's acrobatic left-footed hooked effort hitting the roof of the net. Other than that, Coventry causing no problems for the defending champions, who started pretty much perfectly here. Well, it's been Saka and Havertz who have scored the goals, but Christos Zolis on the left-hand side has certainly made an impression, and he's looking the part here. Is involved in both goals, and he does look the business. Well, simply put, Coventry in this match have to score the next goal. Arsenal score the third. It's going to be game over and probably stream over as well. Well, the champions are back on the pitch. And so are the championship champions. Frank Lampard and Coventry accumulating 95 points en route to being top of the championship. A tough league. But the levels are certainly raised here in the Premier League, as they're up against England's finest, who've barely put a foot wrong. Martin Odegaard pulling the strings. Miles Lewis-Kelly, excellent 45 minutes. Both attackers scoring goals. Zolis is looking the business. Arsenal imperious. And we're off and running for the second 45 minutes. Arsenal looking to go from strength to strength here. That's Miles Lewis-Kelly. Finds Calafiori. Looking to get off to a good positive start here. And that's what Mikel Arteta will be telling his boys here. Get that third goal as quickly as possible and slam that door shut. Here's Mosquera. Ben White. Christian Mosquera, every time you've seen him on the pitch, he always looks assured in defense. Yes, he is the one who conceded that penalty in Budapest. You want MLS numbers? Give it to me, man. He's been superb. I mean, that's the thing, right? With Bruno Guimaraes' signing, Arsenal have three combinations for that midfield spot now. They can go either Guimaraes and Rice, Guimaraes and Lewis-Kelly, or Declan Rice and Lewis-Kelly, and all three options are really good. And what Lewis-Kelly has done is he has pushed Martin Zubimendi to the back of the line now. That is superb. 100% ground duels won, 100% long pass accuracy, 100% aerial duels won, 100% tackles won, 98% pass accuracy, 45 passes attempted, 45 passes completed, and 5 ball recoveries. Is that one of the most elitist 45 minutes you will ever see here? Frank Lampard, a top midfielder himself, would have looked at that Lewis-Kelly performance and said, yep, this boy is the business. The way that Caleb Yarenki has just got moved away by Miles Lewis-Kelly in one of the actions in the first half just showed you that, woof, this guy is strong as a tank as well, despite being a diminutive player. Sims does well to try and bring that down. Asante, great drag here, great carry. Arsenal have so many in defense here. They want a foul, they're not going to get it. Here's Saka. Kai Havertz trying to make himself a nuisance. And Bobby Thomas has won it fairly, according to the referee. Well, that's the thing, Gautam. I told you, you just cannot sell Miles Lewis-Kelly, man. You just cannot. Ethan Nwaneri, different proposition here, considering the attackers and options that Arsenal have had. But that's the thing with Nwaneri, man. If Eze doesn't hit the heights, you've got Ethan Nwaneri just there as a replacement. So you want to really chuck him out, especially another academy player. Doesn't cost anything. Yes, he'll probably want a bit of game time, but that's the thing. You've got to keep your academy players, especially the ones that are showing like super promise. Max Dowman is one that we're going to keep a close eye on. Did score, 16 years of age, against Everton last season. Here's Rice. Good line breaker there to Martin Odegaard. Now Saka. Again, it's that right-hand side for Arsenal. It's Ben White now cut back. Odegaard. It's a spoon finish, but it is 3-0. Martin Odegaard, who scored early in the second half against Manchester City in the Community Shield, scores 3 minutes into the second half here against Coventry, and it's 3-0 to Arsenal, and it's game over. Just like that. Well, 3-0 was my mental prediction, and that's going to be smashed. And it all starts from Declan Rice, who makes things happen. That right-hand side for Arsenal is so problematic, man. Saka finds Ben White, and Odegaard's scuff finish. Just wrong foots Rushworth. He's on the ground. He can't get a strong enough paw on it, and it just squirms into the back of the net. The 3 goals that aren't the most tidiest. I mean, the Havertz finish was tidy, make no mistake about it. But the way that it just broke for them was that bit of fortune. But Arsenal are just so ruthlessly efficient here. And they're 3-0 to the good. And this is going to be a long 40 minutes for Coventry now. Well, it's another attacker that scores. Yeah, I think I'm going to get some sleep in a bit. I think Yeah, just wait for the 4th. Yeah, it's not going to get any better. I'm just doing it for, like, the job it is now, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'll just wait for the Arsenal 4th and then probably just call it a night. Well, we knew Arsenal were ominous heading into this game. And they've certainly reflected that on the scoreline as Coventry City, baptism by fire. If there's a 4th, I mean, TJ, you say that, but what's stopping Arsenal from scoring the 4th and 5th here? Especially with the likes of Gyökeres, Eze, maybe even Ethan Nwaneri, Max Dowman coming in. Mikel Merino is an option. There's just far too much. Poor Coventry City getting the rudest of awakenings here. Get everyone out and give others game time. That's the thing, man, TJ. Now, Mikel Arteta cannot complain about squad depth anymore. He's got a loaded, stacked up squad, every position as well. So he's going to have to manage minutes. Risto Zolis' left-footed cross is cleared away. Here's Saka. Arsenal still on the offensive, looking for the 4th. Here's Odegaard. Sweeps it onto the right-hand side to Saka. Saka's left-footed ball in is decent. It's cleared away. Coventry under relentless pressure. Sims does well. De Silva caught in a cul-de-sac. Throw in for Coventry. Yeah, Mikel Arteta has to use his bench, man. I expect by the hour mark, he's going to have to make at least 3 subs. Declan Rice doesn't need to be on the pitch. Neither does Bukayo Saka. Kai Havertz can certainly come off too. Think about Aston Villa already for them. Oh, here's Havertz. Now it's broken kindly. Lays it off for Lewis Kelly. Tipped over the bar by Rushworth. Miles Lewis Kelly is just leaning backwards but getting enough power on it. And we're just pretty much capped off. A perfect performance from the midfielder, man. Havertz with a clever touch. Was always sailing over the crossbar, but Rushworth not taking any chances. Corner for Arsenal. All 3 goals have come from open play. Arsenal have Ezri Konza and Bruno Guimaraes. There's summer acquisitions to add to this one. It is a stacked squad. Rice to deliver the corner. It's on the money here. Oh, good defending. Well, Coventry have to use their bench here because they need legs. They need a bit of support here because Arsenal are all over them. Risto Zolis now starting off from the halfway line. This guy is a very likable player and very difficult for me to like Arsenal players, but like Miles Lewis Kelly, you can see that, yep, good dude. Odegaard, clever, oh, well defended. Odegaard has certainly stepped his game up from last season. Now that Pep is no more, Arsenal drop the terrorism gimmick Fez. Yeah, why not, man? They can really attack this Premier League now. There's so much uncertainty for every other team. They've got the stability. They are the defending champions. They've got a deep ass squad. No reason why they can't repeat. And if they don't repeat, it's a failure, man. I mean, who else is going to take the crown off them? The first episode of Monday Under the Sun that I was doing, I was just trying to get like the challengers out, right? Who's going to challenge Arsenal for the Premier League title? And I had to really scratch my head. And every pick that I had, there's a for or against very easily about them. I had Liverpool as the closest contender because it looks like they're going to wrap up either Bradley Barcola, Yankuba Minte, one of the attackers, right? I think Andoni Iraola might just struggle in the first couple of months in terms of the fitness that he wants to get his side at, because we know from what he's seen at Bournemouth, they are that high pressing, high intensity that the Anfield crowd will absolutely love, but they have to get to those fitness levels first. They could struggle, but they've got goals, man. We cannot just write off Alexander Isak just like that. Florian Wirtz is going to have a better season. Szoboszlai is going to explode under Iraola. You just know it. And then you got the likes of Rio Ngomu, or probably like Bradley Barcola. Victor Munoz looks like an exciting signing who's got pace that the Anfield crowd is going to love. So Iraola can cook something up there, man. So I put him as one. I wanted to say Aston Villa, but it's getting harder and harder. I mean, I put Aston Villa as my pick only because of Unai Emery. Coventry and business here. And a clip pass just slightly high there for Ellis Sims. Arsenal do manage to clear, but Coventry having their first real opportunity at the Arsenal goal in the second half. And every passing day, it's getting more and more difficult to back Aston Villa as one of the contenders. But again, contenders, I put them as probably third or fourth. I mean, they'll try and push, but Aston Villa's best chance of like staying in the top four is getting eliminated from the Champions League as quickly as possible, because their squad has been completely gutted like a fish, man. From defense to attack. Even Martinez almost left. They signed Zion Suzuki, but Emiliano Martinez was on the verge of leaving. Ezri Konsa has left. Tielemans is gone. Onana has gotten a ACL injury. In attack, they've recruited Garnacho. They might get Nico Jackson. There's so much work to do. John McGinn is going to have to perform an insane carry job there. Una is going to change ditch water into champagne. Garnacho era is coming. He's going to have to do it, man. I don't know why Aston Villa keep punishing him despite him always like exceeding expectations. They keep giving him these ex-Manchester United players. Keep the count, man. Sancho, Lindelof, now Garnacho. There's going to be more. Don't worry. Like maybe if you get rid of Ahmad next season, he's going to go to Aston Villa or something like that. The Villa scouting. Shame on you. Corner comes in. It is an outswinger. Recovery in midfield from Onyeka is a costly one because Arsenal on the counter-attack here. Here's Kai Havertz. He's got runners. Finds Odegaard. Odegaard can slip it through. He does. Slightly overhit there. Istos Dolis does really well to keep it in play, but he's offside. Aman, you're going to have to elaborate that. The effing tech on the refs? The tech? I don't know what you meant. Odegaard, why doesn't he just slip it through first time, man? Just puts his head up. Kenan Zoll is just finding himself in central positions too, man. He's really intelligent. He's got great movement. It's kind of like a breath of fresh air for Arsenal, really, on that left-hand side. Because they had Martinelli and Trossard. Trossard, more of a traditional left winger who's not the paciest, but really intelligent player. But Risto Zolis, he's popping around in different positions. There's Amenda. Finds Rushworth. I would have felt that the second and third goal he could have possibly done better. David Raya out of boredom. Plays sweeper keeper. His pass finds Jay De Silva. He's got runners, but Jay De Silva is quick himself. Great run this. Oh, Sims control first, man. He's already thinking about the next move. We are trying to go the give and go with De Silva, but great run there from the left back. Here's Luam Chuana up against Calafiori. Chuana again. Poor pass. Poor pass. Lewis Kelly is just too strong, man. He is just a monster. Frank Onyeka is no slouch himself, and Lewis Kelly just shields the ball with ease. Well, towards the hour mark, light work this for Arsenal. Well, guys, I've been forced. My arms have been twisted that I'm going to have to start posting content on Instagram. I'm not going to be doing it in the YouTube fashion. I'm just probably going to do a compilation because I don't want to just post reactions of Arsenal goals. That's my first reaction video on Instagram. But I'm going to have to try and figure out that I'm just about getting my hooks in with YouTube. Instagram is a completely different beast. I got to do it. Can't run away from it. Can't beat him, join him. Here's Rice. Finds Magalhaes. Declan Rice again. Goes for the switch. Perfectly onto the left foot of Bukayo Saka. Arsenal balling out here. Odegaard. Coventry is just happy for the final whistle here. Odegaard again. Lewis Kelly. So already had a pop from distance. Here's Magalhaes. Odegaard. Ben White, everybody getting involved in this attack. Odegaard again plays the 1-2 with Ben White. White on the right-hand side clips it in here. Just slightly overhit. Again, the target should have been Kai Havertz, but Arsenal recovered the ball so swiftly again. They're just too physical, man. They're just too strong for Coventry. Baptism by fire for the top of the championship Coventry. Here's Rice. Odegaard. Our mark at the Emirates Stadium, and the Emirates Stadium just chilling now. They got their feet up and they're watching their team ball out here. Odegaard. Odegaard again. No real pressure on the ball. Here's Christos Zolis. Zolis again finds Calafiori. Oh, with an elaborate chop. Odegaard again. Zolis with the strike. Deflection and out for a corner. Well, Christos Zolis is a true gunner, man. He takes the ball off Odegaard, and rightfully so. Why not? Again, it's Calafiori finding his way on the left-hand side. Odegaard sets it up nicely. Christos Zolis, eyes pretty much lighting up there. Comes off the arm of Grimes, but it's on the side, so never a pen, but corner. Ken Zolis trying to make himself a real cult hero here. Is that £40 million signing from Club Brugge? Looks the business already. Rice with the corner here at the near side. Oh, Miles Lewis Kelly can curl it with his right foot. Instead, he went to Saka. And now Coventry on the counter-attack. Just losing their legs here. And it's Martin Odegaard who helps out defensively. When is LinkedIn coming? What I learned about startup culture by watching Liam Della. LinkedIn just genuinely depresses me. It just sucks the air out of me every time I log into that app. What Delap taught me about corruption in the brightest of lights. TJ is absolutely loving the Christos Zolis signing. He looks the business, dude. Well, top has come on for Caleb Urenki, the Ghanaian getting bossed around in midfield. Don't need to spend another 100 million to get a good player. But that's the thing, right? If Arsenal would have signed Vinicius Jr., Christos Zolis would have been very much down the pecking order because Vinicius Jr. starts every game unless injured. And Christos Zolis has taken this opportunity and he's absolutely grabbed it with both hands. Effort, application, mindset, attitude, all this, man, it goes a long, long way. Good dude, man, certified. That's the thing. The problem with Arsenal, you're just accumulating these certified good dudes. I'm trying very hard to hate the Arsenal. Players like Miles Lewis Kelly again. Just stop, man. Just no notes. Carry on as you are. Kai Havertz will never get my support. Just never. Good dude, University of Valedictorian. Exactly. Oh, Sims is going to have a lot of work to do here by his lonesome. Declan Rice quickly back into position. Sims just no chance. Him and Calafiori is like two players constantly in brilliant positions, running up and down, full commitment. Exactly, it's on that left-hand side, dude. That left-hand side, and even the right for Arsenal. Both wings looking potent now. Ben White and Bukayo Saka is a problem too. The left-hand side looks a lock, and the central areas is where Arsenal can create a lot of problems. Miles Lewis, Kelly, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard. Again, don't want to get too carried away, but this is as perfect as a game that Arsenal could have hoped for. Martin Odegaard just running circles around Ellis Sims. Now finds Ristos Zolis on the left-hand side. Here is the Greek winger. Finds Kai Havertz. Good defending by Bobby Thomas. Corner for Arsenal. In search of their fourth. Scored in the 49th minute, wasn't it? 15 minutes for Coventry to just... We can't even say breathe a sigh of relief because it's just been wave after wave of Arsenal attacks. Arsenal fans thoroughly enjoying this. Unai Emery, I have a favor to ask next week. Again, a win would be nice, but a draw, I'll take it. And we know about Unai Emery and his hate for Arsenal. Best believe that Aston Villa will be coming in with a game plan. Brian Maggio, if you remember, if you know, you know. We saw him at the Super Cup against Paris Saint-Germain, the 17-year-old from Luxembourg. He looked absolutely brilliant. Zolis with the strike and deflection. And it's cleared away. Carls Rushworth, again, just sees it late. Decent enough parry. Ken Zolis has got a real strike on him. Declan Rice in the half space. It's going to be another corner for Arsenal. No, just a throw in. It's just wave after wave now. This is Christos Zolis' third strike. Again, on target. So this man should get a goal already. You can see the Arsenal fans already just loving him. It's just these kind of signings, man. Under the radar one. It's like a 40 million punt, and then if you play like this, you're like, wow, what do we have on our hands here? Because, yeah, man, sky's the limit. Here's Saka. I mean, it'll be so cruel on Miles Lewis-Skelly to hold bench for Guimaraes, right? But just shows you Arsenal's strength and depth. That they can field any combination in midfield and they just look the part. Miles Lewis-Skelly has once again just firmly established himself as one of the midfield options now. Here's De Silva. Crosses it in. Decent. Cleared away by Calafiori. Here's Bobby Thomas. Drills it from distance. They want a corner. They're not going to get it. Goal kick. Well, Arsenal are preparing a double substitution here. David Raya takes it quickly. Arsenal have 2v2 there. I think David Raya has every right to go quickly there, as long as the ball was at a standing start. This was the Bobby Thomas effort. Yeah, he has a case. Clear deflection of Christian Mosquera. Shake of the head there from Thomas. With the double changes coming on, it's Noni Madueke and Martin Zubimendi coming on. I think it's Rice and Saka, yep. As simple as that. Rice and Saka simply have to go off. It's a surprise they started, but they get the job done. Seeing their side in a comfortable position. Saka getting on the score sheet. Declan Rice, yet another imperious performance in midfield. And just shows you Arsenal's strength and depth. That Bruno Guimaraes, through injuries, not even on the bench, but they have someone like Martin Zubimendi, a £50 million signing, just slotting in to give Declan Rice some rest. Noni Madueke, again, 3 goals, 2 assists. Something that his output certainly needs to improve. But if Arsenal score collectively here, it doesn't really matter as long as Noni Madueke can do the job of stretching the pitch on the right-hand side. A Coventry goal would be nice, something for Frank Lampard to smile about, but I don't see Arsenal conceding from here now. Well, for a 22-minute training exercise here for Arsenal left at the Emirates Stadium. Here's Madueke. Shows decent strength. Finds Lewis Kelly. Now Calafiori. Zubamendi. Here's Magalesh to Zubamendi. Arsenal are going to do this for the next 20 minutes here. Coventry can't get near. Listos Zolis. Magalesh. Miles Lewis Kelly. Dancing feet. They still keep the ball. Coventry can't get near. It's Gabriel Magalesh, of all people, trying to drive forward. Unnecessary, really. Gumchuana should be able to clear this, but he has to be careful. Kayod Gyökeres on and score. He should make another 3 substitutions here. Mikel Arteta has no business not making changes here. It's 3-0. It's comfortable. Sims is off. Avonyi is on. Newest recruitment from Nottingham Forest. Taiwo Avonyi is a very good signing for Coventry, really. Thomas Asante, his evening comes to an end as well, as Taiwo Avonyi is joined by Rudoni. They can bring on Eberiche Eze as well for Martin Odegaard. So Victor Gyökeres, Eze, another 2 substitutes that can easily come on. Maybe someone in defense. Bring on Piero Hincapié for Ricardo Calafiori. Calafiori has had injury issues since joining the club. Want him to have a clean bill of health for most of the season if possible from an Arsenal point of view. Final 20 minutes at the Emirates Stadium, and it's been a mere procession here. Only Madueke up against De Silva. Madueke clips it in. Nobody there. Gabby, idiot. No reason to push front. There's 9 others. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's almost like a why not. There's Ezri Konza, Arsenal's newest recruit. Another knife to Unai Emery. He's lost Konza, Tielemans, Morgan Rogers, Nana to injury. The rebuild has to happen again with Champions League football for Unai Emery. It's almost like Unai Emery just has to thrive in the hustle. No comfortable living for him. But Johan Manzambi, the quicker he gets fit, improves Aston Villa's chance, because Ross Barkley is going to see a lot of minutes for Aston Villa, unfortunately, until Manzambi is fit. There's Mosquera. Again, Ben White, another player that can easily come off for Arsenal. Mosquera could shift into right back. Arsenal looking for the 4th. David Raya having a very chill evening. Great pass. We saw this in the Community Shield as well. Some of his passing from David Raya. I mean, David Raya and Donnarumma are the 2 top keepers in the league, right? But shot stopping, you can make a case, but the ability to play out the back, the passing range, Donnarumma is not even on the same level, not even the same room, not in the same building as David Raya. Look at Lewis Kelly, man. He's just bossing it. Jeez. This guy is special. Madueke rather. On his left foot. Finds Odegaard. Looks to just pass it into the top corner. Mosquera is very strong. The front foot defending is excellent from Arsenal. Coventry can't breathe. Here's Odegaard. Christos Zolis, who will be desperate to cap off this performance with a goal. Calafiori. Lewis Kelly. Oh, what a pass that is. And it's just slightly overhit. Lewis Kelly to Calafiori. We saw that combination in the very first minute in the Community Shield. Calafiori and Miles Lewis Kelly just making that connection. Great run on the back of the right back. That's racist. What did I say, TJ? Was that the Madueke call, the Saka ball? Because I associate Arsenal's right wing with Bukayo Saka. Yeah, Madueke, again, very unpredictable. At Chelsea, you just felt that it's just... I mean, when Arsenal offered 50 million, it just seemed like a no-brainer. And For Arsenal to have him as cover is certainly useful. Lip smacking stuff from Miles Lewis Kelly. He's balling out, man. Again, not the first time. We saw it. I think he did that pass. Was it him against Real Madrid a couple seasons back in the Champions League? I mean, the first season I saw him, you're like, yeah, I don't need to see anymore. He's the real deal. He's just become more stronger, more confident. He's playing in midfield now. Slot in at left back if needed. If you want to play with a back three with a left back inverting into midfield, Lewis Kelly can easily do that. He's a complete player, man. Arsenal would be foolish to sell him at whatever price. He's my man of the match today, man. I mean, the goal scorers are probably going to get it, but Miles Lewis Kelly in midfield has just been top. Mosquera gets caught out there. Ben White in position. David Raya hacks that clear. What about you guys? Man of the match. Let me know. Anything different? If you got Lewis Kelly, then it's a thumbs up. But if you got somebody else, do let me know if you've seen the game differently than I have in terms of who's just been cut above the rest. And from Arsenal's point of view, it's all 7, 8 out of 10 performances. Miles Lewis Kelly. Zolis, your man of the match? Yeah, I can't hate that. I can't hate that. I can't hate that, boys. Again, as we talk about man of the match performance, look at that challenge by Lewis Kelly. Crunch. Well, boys, I think we live in a democracy. So we're going to give it to Zolis then. Christos Zolis, on your debut in the Premier League, you've been crowned man of the match by the Under the Sun chat boys. Well, Marino and Eze are coming on as Martin Zubermendi and Christos Zolis comes off. Brilliant debut. And as the boys have said, man of the match. It's good you have a man of the match problem. Well, certainly. I thought Miles Lewis Kelly just looked too good in midfield, man. They couldn't touch him. They couldn't press him. They couldn't do anything. He could do whatever the hell he wants to do. And to do it in midfield, man. Even it's against Coventry, I understand. But to do it in midfield at that age, just a great player. Chuana's decent-looking pass. But and look at that, man. Christos Zolis gets 15 minutes on the bench right now. That means he's starting against Aston Villa. And just like that, has a decent performance there. He's starting against Chelsea and he's starting left winger. And there you go. Arsenal might have to look for cover for Zolis of all people. They would have probably looked at him as being the cover at left wing. But Christos Zolis looks like a nailed-on starter. And that's Arsenal's front line. Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and Christos Zolis. Well, Havertz is still on the pitch. Victor Gyökeres not getting a nod of approval here with 4 subs is a huge knock for his confidence. Some players will have to suffer here with such a firing squad. Zubimendi's cross is cleared away. Taiwo Awoniyi trying to make something out of nothing. Man, Arsenal won the ball back in midfield again. Here's Madueke, skips past to challenge. Havertz plays the 1-2 at Madueke. Brilliant, played this by Noni. Now finds Mikel Merino. We know he's all about. Tries to just open up with the shot. He's such a killer, man. Immediately opened up for the shot. Gautam, the stats you threw at me in the first half for Miles Lewis Kelly. I mean, again, we never judge performances solely based on stats, right? But that was one of the craziest 45-minute stats package that you pasted up there. So it might have just clouded my judgment, but it just pretty much like quantified what I saw in that first 45 minutes from him, man. Even in the second half, the way he just stud rolls, strong, turn. Midfielders make the game, man. And that's what Declan Rice can now just be almost like a pure destroyer. He doesn't have to worry about build up. He's got Gimaresh next to him or Lewis Kelly. Just unleashes another side of him. What was the stat? You'll have to probably scroll up quite a bit. I think it's after the third goal, but just give it a little bit of a scroll, Aman. Gautam was kind enough to post Miles Lewis Kelly's first half stats. It's only because it was absolutely unbelievable. Here's De Silva. Slightly overhit. Very much overhit. You want me to paste it here? Well, might as well get the second half stats. Well, let's get the match stats then for Lewis Kelly. Finish the job. Let's have a look here. Hold on. Yeah, guys, just have a look at Lewis Kelly's heat map as well. FootMob, that's one of the best apps that I look for stats and stuff like that. His heat map again, just wild passes, everything, just too good, man. Just crazy stats, exactly. That's why it might have just swayed my head. But when you boss in midfield, for me, you're the best player in the pitch because that's where the game happens. Yes, the strikers, the attackers will always get the shine. But here and under the sun, we keep an eye on the real ballers, the ones that are actually making the game happen. Coventry fans looking like not a bad result. If you'd offered them 3-0 TJ before kickoff, they would have said, yep, where do we sign here? 3-0. Could you just reduce the price of beers as well? That would be nice. Beers in London, not cheap, especially not at the Emirates Stadium. TJ, what is the price? Did you have a pint of beer? I'm sure you would have. When you went for Arsenal versus Burnley, what was the price of a pint there? And which one did you have? Is it the Aussie price, the Sydney Cricket Ground? $9, $10, $11 a cup of beer. Here's Ubamendi. Oh, what a ball that was from Ben White. Flattish trajectory. Arsenal still battling. Under 10 minutes remaining. Coventry have hung in there. Damage limitations, really. Tough test for Frank Lampard, but he's been thoroughly beaten. Calafiori's coming off as well. Why am I not surprised? £8 a pint. Oof. Steep. Well, Piero Hincapié on for Ricardo Calafiori just further highlights the strength and depth for Arsenal. Hincapié's loan move made permanent. Oh, Asahi. Oh, easy. Light beers. Those are rough, dude. 8 is like primetime TJ, man. Here's Marino. Madueke thought about the shot. Decent possession being kept here. Gabriel Magalhaes with the strike over the crossbar. TJ, you went to London and you had Asahi beers. There's something wrong. They should have. What's the local beers there? Still cheaper than Chennai. Actually, not that bad. A pub pint is 6. So inflation has not really hit the pints, is it? Because I went in 2012, 2013. That was £5 a pint. West London. That was very expensive at that time. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I wasn't a drinker at that time. Light drinks. TJ, why are you panicking, man? Are you just worried about the stadium is taken over by Asahi? Just clever promotions. £8 is still steep, friend. It's just that's like what 1,000 rupees a pint. Heavy. Here's Lewis Kelly again. Between the lines to Eberiche as he shrugs off a couple of challenges. He wants a foul. He's going to get it. 7 minutes remain at the Emirates Stadium. The second half has been a steamroll performance. If the pint prices or tea prices go up too much, we riot. Exactly. Don't want to mess with the British there. It's their last beacon of hope. Don't take the pints away from us. Here's Zubamendi. A pint is a bind. Aman, don't talk to me about binds now. I'm already thinking in a couple of weeks' time. Let's put the chips out. A good pass there, but I'm excited, man. We have not played in a long, long time. We're defending champions, both of us, mind you. Chip leaders in the last 2 sessions. They're going to be gunning for us, Aman. We might have to play in teams. You don't take from me, I don't take from you. You want to shake on it? Here's Mikel Merino. Onto the right-hand side. Sam was, what is that? It was between 6 and 8 everywhere, but a pint is a big drink. I didn't know you couldn't take the pint to your seat, but 3 points just before kickoff. The peeps there saw a special TJ performance. TJ, that was like a roller coaster of a story, man. The special TJ performance takes me back to 2017, 2018, peak performance. Sam was not impressed. I'm on having poker withdrawals. Yeah, man, it's been, jeez, so long. No more keys to the to the venue as well. We're going to have to adapt. CJ, was it the one sip finish, or was it like, did you take a breather? Or was it one gulp a pint for the 3 finishes? Oh, Coventry can't break through here. It's pint chalk. Yeah, talking pints here. Well, Coventry, fair play to them in terms of keeping the scoreline at 3-0. With 5 minutes remaining. Cross comes. It's a free header. Oh, that was a chance. He gets in between both centre halves here, the substitute. Any sort of clean connection. And Kepier does just enough in terms of making his presence. Oh, clean connection either side of Raya. And it's a consolation goal for Coventry and no clean sheet for Arsenal. Again, David Raya, I mean, he's so far ahead as the best keeper in the league, isn't he, right now? When he came in as the Aaron Ramsdale replacement, a lot of eyebrows were raised because I felt that maybe Ramsdale had a good season, but Mikel Arteta was ruthless in that department. Went straight away, went to Brentford. Again, it was a loan and an obligation to buy kind of signing, but after his first season, no-brainer. Just like Piero Hincapié. Arsenal doing some very shrewd business at the back, and they continue to invest. Every summer, there is a £50 million defender coming in. You're getting 2 this time if you want to count Hincapié as another one as well. 2 gulps for the 3. Ice cold. Crispy. Am I going for India versus Brazil? Where is it happening? Is it happening in Kolkata? I mean, Brazil are going to bring out their C and D team. You're probably going to see like João Gomez and, yeah, Igor Thiago, definitely. Here's Mikel Merino. Right, 24 clean sheets this year. A little too cocky, TJ. Again, you and Aman, just cocky. I mean, a little too much. Are you going to get Chelsea's record? 15 goals conceded in a Premier League season. Are you going to try and break that? That's the only thing as Chelsea fans are just holding on to. If there's any team that's going to break it, that's Arsenal. Kolkata, eh? No connections in Kolkata, man. Might have to ring up an old friend. Here's Eze. 2.5 minutes remaining. No real analysis in this game, isn't it? Arsenal good, Coventry not so good. And there you go. Post-match analysis done. The Kai Havertz finish was nice, but all 3 goals good in its construction. Second and third. touch of fortune, but Arsenal will not care. 2 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Arsenal using the depth as well. Just look like a well-oiled machine. Nothing's changed. Avonier wants the ball. Doesn't get it, but space has opened up there. That's a foul on Avonier. It is. Coventry have a free kick. Interesting position here. Yeah, Christian Mosquera just comes across. Tough assignment there for Super Frankie Lampard. Not the ideal game, but have to quickly bounce back. Well, Coventry have Hull in the Premier League next at home, while Arsenal travel to Villa Park to different types of assignments. But Arsenal will go full of confidence. They'll feel like they can beat anybody on their day. 3-0 at the Community Shield, 3-0 here against Coventry. Perfect start to the title defense. Set piece taken in, and David Raya shows fantastic judgment. Lets that go out for a goal kick. Some United fans sitting pretty cocky. Chicky reckons they'll finish 1-2 with Poole. Come on, man. I mean, there's a huge gap. I mean, there's a massive gap to Arsenal. You're going to have to close it down at stages. Yeah, and Arsenal will need to have like a catastrophic injury crisis. And even then, they just feels like they have enough to cope, especially with the other sides not being at their best. Again, for me, I feel Liverpool are going to be the closest contenders. City, I'm going to put City and Villa third, fourth, maybe Chelsea, Manchester United, until I see like concrete, regular evidence. Chelsea, Spurs, Manchester United. Not serious institutions. Here's Madueke. Havertz chops. Havertz with the strike. Good save by Rashford. That was probably arrowing in. It was Merino, actually. It was Kai Havertz with a clever touch. Mikel Merino burst past Kai Havertz. Mikel Merino is a proper striker, man. That was, again, bottom corner finish. Number 21 is coming. Watch the space. Well, if you keep predicting it every year, by the law of averages, it's supposed to happen at some point. But it's what, 13 years now, Gotham? It's getting urgent. Well, Chelsea are reaching 10 years too. It's urgent for us. Now Neen trying to keep that in play. Doesn't succeed. Arsenal will get the clean sheet here. Rodoni has looked good since coming on, but having the best opportunity to try and pierce the Arsenal defense. His header straight at David Raya. Too soft, says TJ. But tomorrow, we're going to be live for Manchester United, traveling to Hull City. I have no idea what Hull have been up to in the Championship. Are they ready? But could be a tricky game for Manchester United. They've completed the signing of Carlos Baleba, who's going to be unveiled when Manchester United play Ipswich at Old Trafford the week after. I think he's got an injury, so we might just see Carlos Baleba after the first international break. Manchester City might be the first game where we might see Carlos Baleba, but Kobbie Mainoo, Yuri Tielemans and Andre Santos, Manchester United do have a decent midfield now. Who's 21? 21 is Manchester United's 21st Premier League title. They got their 20th in 2013, and it's been a 13-year wait since then. United should lose. Well, we'll be live for it, TJ. And if they're losing, I might just pop into a bit of a raise the roof kind of dancing, because I very easily know that Chelsea could drop points against Fulham on Monday night. So I'm going to have to enjoy the hate watches. Newcastle again. Everybody's expecting Liverpool to just roll them over, but at St. James's Park, they could try and make it a hostile environment for Andoni Iraola's first game. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Sunday is going to be exciting. because you see Manchester City and Bournemouth and Newcastle, Liverpool. I might just be live for both of them. Might as well. First week of the Premier League, have a good look at every team. And of course, Monday night, Chelsea versus Fulham. Here's Lewis Kelly. 90 minutes for Lewis Kelly is a huge tick mark as well. Here's Gabriel Magalhaes. Finds Piero Hincapié. Tries to drive on the outside. Final 30 seconds. Arsenal home and dry here. Taiwo Awoniyi tries to make something happen, but Arsenal win the ball back so swiftly. Here's Eze. Merino fouled. Well, Havertz fouled. Havertz and Merino, my goodness, how similar do they look in terms of the style? Well, that's a 5 p.m. India time, I think, kickoff. Manchester United, Hull City. Could be 5:30 India time as well, so early kickoff, might as well. Try and enjoy the Saturday night. Friday night kickoff to start off the Premier League campaign. A very tough assignment for Frank Lampard, but an opportunity to make amends as they're up against a fellow promoted side in Ipswich next week at their home ground, while Arsenal will travel to Villa Park as Unai Emery against his former side. Should be a tasty encounter. Every time Arsenal play Villa, something exciting happens. Well, Eze with the strike is well off target, and the referee does blow the full-time whistle at the Emirates Stadium, and Arsenal's title defense gets off to a perfect start here. Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka's first half goals, and Martin Odegaard 3 minutes into the second half made it a very comfortable affair. Arsenal utilised their bench, had a comfortable outing as Coventry barely laid a glove on the defending champions. Kai Havertz with a perfect start. Bukayo Saka getting a goal. Christos Zolis with a great debut in front of his home fans. Miles Lewis Kelly. Well, the chat says it was Christos Zolis the man of the match, but for me, it was Miles Lewis Kelly in midfield. 90 minutes for the young midfielder, bossing it as Arsenal 3-0. Too good. Well, all right, boys. Not too much in terms of post-match analysis here. As I mentioned before, Coventry not so good. Arsenal top. Arsenal top of the league as it stands. 3-0 to the good as they travel to Villa Park next. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Manchester United traveling to Hull City as the watch-alongs for the new season continue. It's going to be exciting times, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in.